Good afternoon, listeners of the Common Rabble podcast. Today is a day. It is a Monday. But quickly to recap last week's episode, we briefly talked about our eating habits, finishing off the fast food tier list, and then also had some like goal setting stuff in there. Kind of wanted to bring those up a bit this time around. So here at the table we have
Hoodie,
DZ,
Pat,
and I am Ham. So let's get into it. I'll start it off. So last week I kind of talked about how I have a really shit eating eating schedule. I eat like maybe 2 meals a day, quote unquote, intermittent fasting, just as like some excuse to excuse the shitty lifestyle habits. But yeah, big thing I really want to improve on is eating more vegetables. That sounds super cliche. Everyone is like, just eat your fruits and vegetables, blah, 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 all that bullshit. But it's something I'm really actively trying to do. Like, I'm cutting out beef, which is hard as an American because everything is fucking beef out here. Wherever you go, easy food, it's always some deep fried beef bullshit.
yeah, and it's good too. So that's the other part that makes it really hard because you deep down you want it.
I just keep trying to go for chicken every time, avoiding the beef.
Chicken's good,
Chicken's always like a solid.
but every time, eventually you're gonna start wanting that beef.
Oh,
back.
yeah.
how much of that chicken is deep fried though, realistically?
Every time I go to Chick-fil-A.
So like 2 to 3 times a week.
Not anymore. No.
4 to 5?
Once a month.
Okay.
There was a bad month, and then there's been good months. The bad month was 2 to 3 times a week because being stuck in Fremont, getting kind of hungry, and just fucking going for that. Yeah.
Well, Ham, you said I know it sounds cliche, the eat your fruits and vegetables thing, but I think it's something that kind of most people struggle with. I know I can vouch for that because when's the last time you guys have ever seen me eat a vegetable, realistically? And no, lettuce on my burger doesn't count.
Do you eat lettuce on your burgers?
No,
I
but
thought
Do you
so.
eat
once in a while.
the celery and carrots at Buffalo Wild Wings?
Absolutely not.
No.
I eat that shit.
That's disgusting.
That is gross.
Am I the only
That's
one that
not
eats
why
the
we're going to
crudité?
B-dubs. Doesn't want
yeah.
the celery and the ranch.
It's true.
He wants the early 2000s rock and the chicken.
Early 2000s rock. What?
Yeah.
You want Daughtry and chicken nuggets.
Yeah, exactly.
Oh,
I don't have habanero chicken nuggets, but it's still chicken nuggets.
The Linkin Park Jay-Z collab.
hey, no. Don't go there, that's fire.
No, that's what I said. I was at B-Dubs the other day
So lost.
doing work, and I told you that I know why it goes to B-Dubs because they were playing the Jay-Z Linkin Park thing literally last week. I was like, it's 2023. How is that even possible? Who's still listening?
You
to
can
that
call
shit?
it by name, Numb Encore.
Exactly.
It's fantastic.
Yeah.
Show it the respectable words.
Thank you.
The album is called Reanimation.
No. Reanimation is not the Jay-Z
That's not
album.
the Jay-Z album?
No, but that was when they did Hybrid Theory, and they remixed everything to be significantly more hip hop, and they invited a bunch of different rappers at the time. Matter of fact, Method Man is on Reanimation. But the Jay-Z stuff, that happened after Meteora, because Numb was not on Hybrid Theory.
I thought that was all the same shit, so I'm learning something here today.
Might be.
We are not a Linkin Park podcast.
Speak for yourself.
But yeah, nothing beats the time we went to Buffalo Wild Wings and they played Who Let the Dogs Out 5 times in a row. That was
Wait, wasn't that our fault?
I think we started it, and
Somebody
other people
spammed it
kept
to the
Ran with
jukebox.
our
putting money
bad
and doing
bit,
it
yeah.
more. Yeah.
I'm pretty sure they took the whole select the song on the jukebox thing away after that.
Smart.
Yeah.
So back to health plans or goals or like ideas you have to like actually incorporate more vegetables in your diet. Is it like, are you actively going
Anytime I have to like cook a meal, I'm trying to make sure that the protein in it is mostly vegetables. Like if I'm like, so that means I'm eating a lot of fucking broccoli. I love broccoli though, so it's not that big of a deal for me because I can pretty much have like broccoli and pasta, broccoli and chicken, like, and I'm trying to like not fry shit anymore. So I haven't had a taquito in a minute, which is crazy because my mom cooks those like all the time. But yeah. So look, whenever I'm cooking, I'm just like either no meat or I use a super lean meat like chicken breast or salmon or something.
Have you considered going pescatarian?
Yeah, I did it for a minute. 1 year I was taking Lent like super seriously. I was just like no meat, 40 days, 40 nights.
Cooked by Jesus.
I had a fillet of fish every once in a while. Or I think Burger King calls it like the big fish or some fucking
the
horrible
long
shit.
the long boy.
I don't think it's a long fish.
Oh, okay, I'm thinking of the chicken sandwich. Maybe.
Yeah, it's the original.
Okay.
The original chicken sandwich.
The long boy.
Not the chicken. Never the chicken. But yeah, so like I took Lent super seriously 1 year and like didn't eat any meat for 40 days, 40 nights, lost like 10 pounds.
Damn.
So, and that was literally like no additional exercise, just literally just once you take meat off the table, fast food kind of is not an option. So,
And it's a lot harder to get a ton of fucking calories in one sitting without like a bunch of meat or like fried food in there.
yeah.
Yeah. So like, yeah, every time you eat a bunch of vegetables, it's always going to be like super low calorically. Yeah.
Yeah, I fuck heavy with soup. We fuck heavy with soup on this podcast.
I don't think anyone would disagree with that.
To anybody listening, he doesn't speak for all of us.
He doesn't.
Oh, I stand corrected.
Or wait, are we counting chili as soup? Chili is
I
chili.
will argue that chili is a soup.
Chili's a stew.
Chili is a bean stew.
Mm,
Stews are soups.
no, stews are stews.
Stew is a soup.
We are
Don't
not
get me-
going to
don't
have.
get me
We're not
started.
going to have this argument
Don't
right
get me
now.
started. It's either a soup, a salad, or a sandwich, and it ain't no fucking sandwich.
So anyway, lifestyle goals: eat more chili.
Eat more soup.
Or chili.
Something you said though, Ham, about in the way that you eat, not so much the actual food, but just in the kind of like 2 meals a day. And I know we have the whole intermittent fasting joke, but no, seriously, I might eat like one meal in a day. I usually skip breakfast because by the time I roll out of bed, I'm basically like get dressed, go to work. There's nothing really there unless I want to get Starbucks, and you can only have so many sausage and cheddars before you can't do it anymore. I get 30 minutes for lunch, so I'm not really eager to spend my lunch trying to scarf something
17 hot dogs and 17 sodas.
down. Oh,
The only way to go.
see, the thing is, when they took away the Polish,
Yeah.
I just the
worth
regular hot dog's just not it, man.
So it doesn't hit the same.
It's
No,
not.
no. No combo pizza anymore either.
That's the way.
Oh,
It
they
had
took away the
vegetables.
combo?
It had vegetables.
Those don't count.
That's what I ate vegetables.
Yeah, it's
Those,
something.
that doesn't count.
It's something.
I mean,
There's-
it's something,
There
but
was
when you
green vegetables on the pizza. That's more than some people eat in their whole lifetime.
but when you soak them in cheese
it
fat,
doesn't matter.
like
It doesn't matter.
Okay, like let's be honest. The pizza at that members exclusive club, yes, that's how we're going to refer to it, is probably the greasiest pizza you've ever had in your life.
It's not fat slice.
it's not fat slice.
Ooh,
It's
okay,
up there,
I know,
but
you're
it's
right, you're right. But
But yes,
no,
It's
it
one
is
of the more
pizza.
greasy
it
pizzas
is
you
the-
can still
need to-
get.
You need to fold it halfway and let some drip off, or dab it with a napkin.
R.I.P. fat
Dude,
slice.
when I was a kid and we used to
drink
go
it.
there, my grandma used to get the pizza and she would take the paper towel and she would just
Dab it, yeah.
pat it down because it was just so greasy.
No, yeah, exactly. That's why I just pour it off.
Like, I really wonder, am I better off eating that for lunch or just not?
No, yeah,
But-
definitely not. It sucks, but not.
Well, I mean, the problem I end up running into is, I end up coming home and then getting my entire day's worth of a caloric intake down in one meal. And I'm a fat ass, so I end up eating somewhere in the realm of like 3,000, 3,500 calories in one go.
And you're moving around a lot. In the
I'm
day.
very active at work, and then like I try to stay active at home.
Yeah,
I
yeah.
haven't been great at it, but you know,
But you're probably eating enough that you're like, do you feel like you're losing weight still, or like is it hard to maintain, or is it just like?
so last week I talked that I wanted to gain
Yeah,
a
yeah.
little bit, you know, not a whole lot, just a little bit, you know what I mean? And yeah, it was already hard enough even when I was trying to eat properly, because there was a point in time where I was doing my 3 square meals a day. Like I'd have oatmeal for breakfast. I'd make sure I was bringing lunch to work, like leftovers or whatever. And then I'd have a good dinner. And even then, like I wasn't gaining at all. In fact,
and that shit is time consuming as hell to do all of that stuff.
exactly. And I think that was the biggest thing for me is
say,
like, oh, sorry, go ahead.
I know you only got 30 minutes for lunch, but there is a microwave in that in the members lounge.
It's funny that you say that because in the employees lounge, there is a microwave, but in our break room, like my department specifically, we have a fridge and a microwave. So when I was bringing leftovers, I would shove my food in the microwave and have it start going. I'd go run to the clock out, come back, and my food was ready. So, but even then, like
You still got to make that food the day before or whatever.
No, I was
like,
just talking about like all of like the frozen stuff there at
you got to buy a bulk thing of
the
frozen
club.
food.
Like you can just buy.
See, the thing is, I wasn't
there's
bringing
a lot of options.
it wasn't frozen food.
Yeah.
Like it was stuff that, you know, I would have cooked.
made
So,
yourself.
You know, because I at the time I was very, very not frozen food. But the other problem with that was in those 30 minutes, I'm sitting there, I'm not a fast eater. So I'd be like trying to eat way beyond the pace that I normally do. And even if I finished all my food, I'd go back to work and I would feel awful because I'm
Sleepy
super
time.
full. Yeah. And I feel like I just want to take a nap. So then it's harder for me to be as productive. So
That's why when I worked there, I just got the salad. I just got
the salad is so
know they had a
gross,
salad?
dude.
It's a Caesar. You can't
Yeah, but
fuck
the
up
chicken
a Caesar.
It's the worst salad, by the way.
I'm not saying it was super healthy. I'm saying it's the one that I could eat that didn't make me feel like shit afterwards.
Salad tier list lightning round. Go. No, but
top tier Caesar.
No, anything with a vinaigrette, top tier. Everything else is like.
Really depends on the
This was
vinaigrette.
not
It just
a
Depends on
can't
the
be
vinaigrette. Yeah.
any
Not all
vinaigrette.
vinaigrettes are made
If
the
it's a
same.
basic vinaigrette, just a balsamic vinaigrette,
I will say if you're
Fine.
using a
That's
creamy
probably-
Caesar,
Yeah.
if you're using a creamy Caesar, that's basic as hell.
I don't
we
fuck
don't,
creamy
we don't
dressing.
fuck
No
with
creamy
creamy Caesar
dressing
on this
at all.
podcast.
we don't fuck with creamy dressing.
An oil-based Caesar, fucking chef's
You're
kiss
just putting
every
ranch
time.
on your shit. You can admit it.
Yeah, exactly. You want
Ranch is only a dip.
You
Ranch
want
is
fish,
not a
you
ranch
want
is not
fish
a
ranch.
dressing.
ranch
It's
is
fine.
disgusting.
Eat your fish
I'd
ranch
rather
and
have honey mustard.
Caesar,
yeah.
Do you hear
honey mustard vinaigrette. Also
That-
really
that
good.
does sound good.
fuck
That shit's
outta
really,
here.
really good.
Okay, but something I want to try to change is getting back to, you know, dispersing my meals throughout the day. But it's weird because if I try to count calories, then I'm sitting here being like, okay, I have to have this much in
Yeah.
each of my meals. And then it gets harder because I run into the same problems that I was running into before, feeling really, really tired at work. And
By next week, order one factor box.
I looked at the link you sent me
They're-
and I'm like, yeah.
They're honest, like I said before, they're just the easiest. Because, like, yes, trying the freezer food, like eating that for lunch, I was doing that for a while for like Safeway. There's only so many different variations of the same bullshit
Yeah.
you can get from everybody. And it's like, do you want the healthy one, or do you want the one that tastes good, or do you want the one that's low calorie? And they're all the same thing, but like you prepared slightly different. And like at some point,
You just
they
described all food.
no, but the freezer foods is like they're worse because there's literally like every company is making the same 3 or 4 different things. It's like chicken or pasta or something. And it's just, but they're never really that good. And like unless you throw a bunch of seasoning on them. Factor, because it was like not frozen, the meat was never like weird, and then like it actually tasted good. Like a meal that you would cook yourself. It's like the closest thing. Like the satisfaction of that within the 2 minutes it takes to fucking microwave it. That's like it paid for itself, kind of like the however much it cost per meal. Just like it made it way more doable. And if you're making enough money that you're buying fast food every day anyways, one solid meal, because it will have vegetables and like it's like a nutritionally balanced meal. That's the thing. It's like
Gross.
you don't have to count they're good. They're usually really good. That's another thing. It's like it's never like a shitty time. And
Well, see, my other problem with certain things, because like I was trying to get really heavy into avocado for a little bit. Found out I'm allergic to avocado.
nice.
Yeah.
So on top of
That's just expensive.
all the peanuts and walnuts and all that other stuff that I can't have, avocado,
All the healthy fats.
Damn.
oranges.
You're allergic to
Pineapple.
oranges? Citrus
Not
fruits?
like deathly allergic, but I have an oral allergy to citrus fruits, so it dries out my mouth and I get all itchy and uncomfortable. So
God damn.
yeah, not ideal.
No.
Not ideal.
I literally eat like mandarin oranges every day at lunch. Like that's part of my lunch.
One of my coworkers always has, because you know we sell the
cup of fucking
big
fruit.
sack of cuties.
Oh,
right?
yeah.
And so he'll always grab one, and like we'll just have a sack of cuties
Yeah.
in the tire shop, and I can't
That
partake
sucks.
in that
I
because
fuck those so much.
yeah,
Like you can't even like pop a Zyrtec beforehand, and
I don't think
Still,
it's
I,
pump up
I
that much.
don't think Zyrtec messes me up that much because it's not really.
no, I'm saying you can't just take an allergy pill to like.
Sorry, you said Zyrtec. I was thinking like those vitamin C supplements for some reason.
No.
I don't know.
I was saying just like take an allergy
Emergency.
pill to like counteract some of that because you said it's not super serious, but
Honestly, most allergy pills, even for like, you know, my normal like spring allergies with pollen and stuff, they just don't work that great. So it's just not one of those things where it's worth having to go through the next.
You don't really
However-
care that much about the loss of oranges.
Absolutely not.
Yeah, so it's not that big of a deal. I'd probably lose my shit a little bit. I like eat every day. That's like part of the lunch that I bring with me. Yeah, I don't know if I could go without the oranges.
I've lived this
Yeah, I
far.
know.
So
So like going forward, or like after we've like actually had this conversation and like we're talking about doing this stuff, do you think you guys are gonna like pursue more healthy options now that we're like actually thinking about it and it's like in the forefront of your mind?
yeah, like after my physical and the doctor telling me I'm killing myself slowly, I was just like, yeah, I'd rather not do that. Like, I mean, on one hand, like, oh, fucking kill me now. Like, fuck being alive in America. But
Yeah.
on the other hand, it's like there is like still like a natural sense of self-preservation you have when you hear news that it's like, hey, if you fucking
You could
eat
not
that
die.
hot dog, you like every hot dog you eat will take a year off your life. I'm just like
Still smoking
exaggerated, of
cigarettes?
course, but
Yeah.
yeah, if it's hot dogs or liquor, I'm gonna pick the liquor.
Yeah. What about you, Pat? Do you feel like
My birthday's in a week, so
Yeah.
see me in May. If I'm doing anything
I
healthy,
feel that
regardless. We're gonna have to pick that up in a little bit.
Yeah, I know that makes sense.
My big thing is just kind of trying to get more physically active because I am just sitting on my ass all day at work. I'm not even moving shit anymore. I
Yeah.
used to be a little more active, at least at my old job. At least a fraction more, but I spend a day here and I'm just like, I just feel the atrophy.
Yeah. It's really hard when you don't have work paying for you to exercise too.
That'd be great.
Yeah, when you when you were working at the grocery store.
We have a gym at my job, but it's a shit gym, and I don't want to go there. I could, but it's always
It's
full
like
of people.
a treadmill
Yeah.
and a set of dumbbells.
Yeah, and there's always too many people in there to
Because
use
they
their
also
shit
need to
equipment.
get their
because everyone's in the
exercise
same fucking boat.
Yeah, exactly.
So
That sucks.
they're trying, but it's not good enough.
Yeah.
as far as like being active at work and kind of being paid to be active,
Yeah.
I mean, obviously with what I do, that works for me, but I'm kind of hitting the opposite problem right now where I'm starting to get hurt,
Yeah.
you know, because tires ain't light.
You can only sell your body to your employer for so long before it's like used up.
Yeah. Like
Yeah.
my shoulder's pretty messed up. right
Yeah,
now.
That's one of the main reasons I quit.
I fucked my back with my old job. Like, fucked it hard. And then another job fucked my wrist. So like, there's only so much your body can be worth to like sell it to somebody. And
Yeah.
With all that said, you know, I do like the physical aspect of my job that it keeps me so active, but I also don't like coming home immediately thinking, so gotta find a new chiropractor.
yeah. Being in pain from work is garbage.
Yeah.
Especially when you end up too beat at the end of the day
No.
to want to do anything else.
Yeah, my thing is like if I got hurt at work once, I got like pinned in between two pallets once, and I had to go to they made me go to the offsite doctor approved place, like the company
workers'
approved
comp doctor.
Huh?
The workers' comp
Yeah,
doctor.
yeah, the approved urgent care center. Like I told them, like I
Where
wasn't
was
that
that?
hurt.
Was it by the Coliseum?
Yeah,
It's the one that's by the bank.
yeah, the shit one.
Yeah, I went there one time, and the nurse was like, "Oh, I don't know what I would do if I had this happen." And I was like, "What?" And she goes, "Yeah, I don't even have healthcare." And I was like, the world is a shithole. This is fucking stupid."
Yeah, I was like sitting there, and then like the dude that came in, the dude that said they were a doctor, I was just like, nah, dude, they found you in the parking lot.
He's straight up Dr. Nick.
He probably also doesn't make enough to afford healthcare.
Yeah, it was ridiculous. And the guy was just like, okay, well, you can't go to work for 10 days. And I was like, why 10 days? It seems kind of arbitrary. And he's like, oh, that's normally how much time we give off someone in this situation because it's not like a serious injury. And I was like, okay, cool. So how do I claim workers' comp? They're like, oh, you have to be out for 14 days to get workers' comp. So I was just like, but you can't go to work because you're injured. So now you have to stay home for 10 days, but you also cannot apply for workers' comp. So it's just like I just fucked myself out of 2 weeks.
I think in that time.
By the time that shit gets processed, it's not even fucking worth it.
Yeah.
They're going to be like, oh, you went back to work. So no money
it's
for
like
you.
a really shitty. But yeah, so trying to get to doing more exercise, do you feel like you want to start like walking more or just?
Yeah, I think that's like, I got to do baby steps also. So I think just walking every day after work, if I can manage to do that, then I at least know that I have the like discipline to commit to a routine and I can build it up from there. I'd really like to get into swimming. Actually, I've always really enjoyed swimming. And it's a pretty good workout from what I understand.
Absolutely.
But I've looked into it a little bit, and the aquatic facilities in our local area are not doing so hot right now and are also very overcrowded.
Oh, really?
Yeah. So I'm not jumping in the bay.
No, God.
Please don't.
Don't want to get that brain eating.
But that's what I'd do probably if it was easy and convenient, but I don't know how easy and convenient it is. So I'm going to start with walking.
I would say DC's girlfriend's mom just got a pool.
Yeah.
Oh, this is new information.
Yeah.
Yeah, this is big news.
Yeah.
Yeah, big news.
So when's the pool party?
When it gets warm.
Summer.
Yesterday was warm day.
Today was perfect.
It's actually pretty humid right now. Yeah.
Spring has sprung.
Yeah, that's true.
I hate it. It's only 70 degrees, and I literally am like, God damn it, I wish it were 30 degrees.
Oh, yeah, I'm blasting my AC everywhere I'm going in my car right now. And it's like peaked at like 72. I was like, it's already hot.
Dude, it's in my name. Hoodie? Come on. It's my favorite article of clothing.
Yeah. Got to put it back up on the rack for another season.
No. See, this is why I have summer hoodies.
Oh, very nice.
Gotta get the thin ones.
Yeah, exactly. Like you get the thin kind of like activewear hoodies, and then boom, summer hoodie.
Yeah.
Hence
like
why I never tan.
Yeah, it's my partner. She gets upset because I'm always wearing thin ass hoodies, and she's just like, I'm gonna steal your sweater, and I'm like, sure. And then she's like, why am I colder than when I the one I put this on? I'm just like, yeah, because
it's not a fashion statement; it's a death wish.
It's not a fashion statement.
I die.
It's just a hoodie.
My Chemical Romance, if you're listening, please reach out. Hey, we were talking about. Well, we were talking about kind of lifestyle changes we want to make and stuff, but do you guys want to address any of the kind of like the setbacks you feel like you're having?
Yeah. Big one for me, like a goal, like a personal goal I'm setting now is to be able to run again. Hopefully by the end of the summer, I'll be able to like run without like limping. Cause when I broke my ankle, that was the probably biggest setback in all of my life so far. Cause that shit put me out for like 6 months, just literally bedridden for like 6 months, hobbling around on crutches, and the doctor told me it would only take 6 months before I'm like back to normal. And I'm just like, it's been 2 years now and there's no sense of fucking normalcy yet. Like this is like a new normal kind of thing. But yeah, I'd like to be able to like walk a whole day without limping by the end of it.
That's pretty real.
Do you feel like that just starts with walking more in general? Because like it sounds like that's not going to be a time thing that's going to change it, rather than just like a physical therapy or like movement.
I stopped going to my physical therapist because they told me there wasn't more they could do for me.
There's not more, but just like continue. Because like what they told me when I fucked up my wrist is like, this is life now. There's not a, you do this for 6 weeks and then you're done stretching and then you're fine. This is every day of your life. Like, you need to do this or else it's going to come back. So if you're not like at a base level doing half of the stuff the physical therapist was saying to do as often as they were doing it, like, it's not going to get better. It's just like I think you continuously have to be building against it, or like building towards that point again. Cause I don't think it's been 2 years. I don't think time is going to change anything. The bone is where it's going to be. You just need to fucking snap, crackle, pop your ankle around a bit until all the calcification breaks up or whatever. So it can like smoothly glide.
She told me that I need to get the hardware removed.
Because it got worse?
Not because it got worse, because she said it's not going to get, like, I'm not going to get the full range of motion back. She's saying that the metal plate is obstructing me from being able to get the full bend at like the hinge of the ankle.
What's the downtime if you get that done?
Probably about a month, like 4 weeks, because it's only a removal. It doesn't take as long for the bones to heal because they're not like, they don't have to re-heal, but I am removing screws from the bones. So the bones are just going to have holes in them for a minute. So I should be able to walk around with like a boot, but it is still a very invasive surgery. They will still have to cut open the
leg and
the side of the leg and the muscle. Yeah. So I'm going to have some rehab.
And did they say that that's like there's no other option but like to get it removed, or is like you could just walk through your new range of motion because of the
I mean, I would just have to adjust to the new range of motion.
So I get that. Is that
I mean, it's sad. My wrestling career is over, but
that is sad.
Long before it began. You could just hit people with your ankle.
Hey, if you lose bingo, you're still getting hit through the table.
Damn.
If you lose bingo, your ankle's getting broken again.
That's why I got two. It's fine.
Kurt Angle, if you're listening, please reach out.
Kurt Ankle, if you're listening.
Kurt Ankle, if you'd like to donate your limbs for science for our friend.
Trying to like work past the things that are stopping me from like doing what I don't know, want to be doing, like having moved recently. And I think did I send you, or you've seen my room? It's just like all of my shit is scattered in this room. I don't sleep there or anything. I don't actually have to go in that room for any reason. So it's just like everything is there and just like strewn about, and I don't want to deal with it, but I need to deal with it. And if I deal with it, I have more space.
You're talking about the storage room?
That's my room, yes.
Oh, not your bedroom, but your
my
room,
my personal room in the house, of my shit. And I need to get that taken care of so that I can have my space set up to do stuff. But like, I feel like part of it is an intentional, like not wanting to deal with it. Then it's just like, I don't have to, the things that come with it is like, oh, go back to some hobby of mine that I want to be doing, setting up a space and a desk and like shelving in there, and everything else in the house is kind of done now. And I'm just like looking toward doing that, but not really wanting to actually like physically start doing any of the like moving any of it.
So your hobbies aren't, what is the fucking word I'm looking for? Initiative?
No, I clean when I'm stressed.
They don't give you the initiative enough to do it?
I just clean when I'm stressed. That's like it. And the hobbies thing is like, I don't, in any moment, I could set up an impromptu workspace in that room to do what I need to do really quick and not have like because that's always what I've done. I've never had the ability to have like a permanent space of my own that no one's going to touch but me, or it's not going to get fucked up or whatever. So it's, I'm used to just being able to like throw everything I need to do down real quick and then half-assedly cleaning it up, or like putting most of it away.
Do you think that could be why you're also putting it off, is because you've never had a space to do it, so it doesn't hold the same significance?
Well, yeah, I mean, I don't really care that much about it. Is the thing is like, I don't need it, but it's like I know that having it would like help somehow, like give me like, because I think about it and it stresses me out. Like I don't want to go up and deal with that. If I go in there, it's just like a bunch of small projects that I can start to do to clean it up. Like one room just full of tools, the other room just full of random shit, and like the exercise equipment and just like just boxes of stuff. And I don't want to actually like move anything around because every time it's like a new little 15 to 20 minute to an hour thing of just sorting through stuff and like, yeah. And starting any of that, I'm just like, oh, I should have something to put this on, but I don't have shelves yet. So it's like another thing to, yeah. And then choosing what shelves to get. Don't really want to do that until I know what I want to put on them, but then Ouroboros.
Sounds like you have a lot of options, which can be overwhelming. Yeah. Also, you just finished moving into a new house entirely, and this is like the last part that really needs to be, like, you've done so much already. I get wanting to stop putting shit away. That shit sucks.
Yeah, and like the majority of it's been like my girlfriend's stuff that I've been like helping her hang everything up, getting her areas like squared away and everything, because to her, like, she needs the space more than I do. I don't, like, she has a lot more activities and things she needs to, like, space for her crafting and whatnot that she's already like, I don't know, and needs everything organized. So like we had to get that done, and that was like, that didn't take much effort or anything like that, but it did take a lot of time, just like hitting roadblocks of like, oh, we need to get a new desk, we need to get something to hang this stuff up, blah blah blah, every day. Like,
yeah, it's a lot of work. You don't have to downplay it.
Yeah. And then now trying to do it for me, it's like a lot of,
it's more work.
Yeah, it's more work. And I don't want to, I'm not as good as she is, I guess, at thinking about like an organization strategy. I can deal with like I've got shelves, I will organize with what I have, but if I don't have it yet, I don't know what the fuck, like I need to plan something to put on it. Eventually I'll get there. Eventually. I've been like,
we're excited.
Yeah, slowly getting to doing stuff. Getting a desk, I think, is going to be
no pool party till you clean your room.
Ooh,
whoa, hold on.
Yeah, that might be a while. I don't feel good about that. I think a pool party window should be open always.
Say hoodie setbacks.
Okay, so DZ, when we were talking about your ankle, mentioned getting the plates out and just kind of snap, crackle, pop, dealing with the calcification and stuff. When I was going to the chiropractor more often, so my shoulder that's bothering me right now is my left shoulder. That's a more recent injury, but my right shoulder's been kind of messed up since I was like a teenager. Like you said, time does not just make it go away. And I discussed a lot of options with them and like my doctors over time. I can get, it's not one of those things where it needs to be surgically repaired. I can have them do that because what it is at some point I don't know if I tore the muscle or what happened in there, but I messed up my muscles in my right shoulder, and when they healed, they didn't exactly heal properly. So there's like a decent amount of scar tissue in there, which is why I can do that cool party trick where like I do this, my shoulder goes pop, pop, pop.
We hearing that? We picking that up?
Are we picking it up?
That's
probably for the best.
Yeah.
Yeah. If I ever run into anybody who's listening to this, just ask about my shoulder. I'll do the trick. But, it doesn't really bother me on a daily basis. I don't feel like I've lost range of motion or anything. Like I can't do some of the things the same way that I used to, but it's not like a constant nagging pain. Just sometimes I move my arm and I go, oh yeah, that's still there. My left shoulder right now is probably the biggest setback because again, I've been trying to be more active at home and, get back on my calisthenics grind and stuff. And it's like pull-ups are really hard right now. Push-ups are very difficult because everything I do, it feels like I'm going to pop it, You're
like, or is it like overcompensating on one side?
It's not that. I'm very good about, form and everything else. It's just, I'm pretty sure what happened was I was moving a lot of tires like a week and a half ago or so, maybe a week ago. But I was moving a lot of tires. Basically, I got a fatty deadline dropped on me very last minute. So it was something in the realm of, these 170 something tires all have to get moved here, put on pallets and shipped out. So I'm sitting there chucking tires. And it wasn't until the next day when I was out to coffee that I was like, something ain't right.
That don't feel good.
Yeah, no. When I was driving back from coffee, I was like driving with my head tilted until I realized I can't drive like this. I've been taking ibuprofen and just trying to let it rest and everything, but
switch to Aleve.
Well, I think I'm just gonna have to go to the doctor.
Yeah, I mean, like if you're gonna go to the doctor, it's less bad for your liver than ibuprofen.
I mean,
they're terrible, but it's less bad.
Yeah,
we're old.
We're not old yet. We're almost old.
We're olding.
We are olding. Anyway, aside from just, certain like nagging aches and pains and stuff as we get older, I think that's probably the biggest setback. I think a lack of motivation for a while was a pretty big one. I mean, the studio is finally clean. I finally actually got around to that. But there's just so much more to clean, and it's about maintenance too. You know what I mean? Like we talked about this before we hopped on, but once you get it there, it's so easy to maintain it, but it's also so easy to let it slip. And once you let it slip, getting it back to this nice and clean and everything is just so much harder.
Yeah, that just applies to everything we're talking about too. Because even
absolutely.
the being healthy thing, just like once you get on the kick of it, it's really easy to just stay on track, and then you fuck up and keep fucking. It's real hard to get back into that the routine and on.
So
one of my best examples for this is flossing, because it seems so easy to floss every day, right? And then you have the one day where you're like, oh, I went out, I'm tired, I just want to lay down. So you just brush your teeth and you don't floss that night. And then it's so easy to continue to say, oh, I'm tired from work or whatever, and just not do it, which is why I'm so adamant about every single day, either doing it in the morning or doing it at night. My dentist said you can floss once, just make sure you do it at least once in a day. So
I've been trying to be better about flossing. That shit's really hard to stay on top of, but like I just keep a pack of those fucking flosser sticks in my glove box now.
Oh, see, I can't use the flosser sticks because when I had braces, they put in a permanent retainer behind my bottom 4 teeth.
So
I gotta actually floss. I gotta thread it and everything.
That's even worse.
Yeah.
Well, the problem with
you have
that
to pull
too
it
is
out at the end, right? You can't pull it up or something, or
it's glued into the back of my teeth.
The flossing, when you're flossing it for the string, do you have to like?
Oh yeah, I gotta like put it on my teeth and then kind of like saw it down under the bar, and then pull it out, do the thing, and then pull it out and do the rest of my mouth. And after, I haven't had braces. I think I got my braces off when I was like 14. So it's been 15 years or so. And, it's one of those things. It's like with the plate in your ankle and just those kind of things, you live with it. That's life now,
It's the new normal.
The problem with it is no matter how good I floss, no matter how good I brush, like stuff builds up there just because it's a foreign thing in my mouth.
And so there's a space between the thing in your gums or something.
It's easy for me to get all that out. And as long as I stay on top of my flossing, it doesn't get like grody or nasty or anything. But it's just one of those things where I always know, like right there, it's always going to be more of a problem than everywhere else. But I'm very, I'm very anal about like my dental hygiene, because one of my biggest fears is like not having teeth.
Gotcha.
I don't know. I can't really place it. I don't know at what point in my life it became such a thing, but I've had like nightmares where I wake up in a cold sweat because like I looked at myself in the mirror and I smiled and like half my teeth were missing. And then I'd wake up and I'm just like, I had to sit there and check, it might be irrational, but
it's not irrational. I don't think.
Yeah. Okay. So as far as setbacks, I really think finding motivation to do things is a big one. I think a lot of us, I think everybody at the table can really corroborate that, probably for different things, but it's there.
Yeah, I know. I'm just at a place of like just rolling with stuff because like work is going it's not going up or down, but it's going right now, and just things are just fucking rolling. And I don't feel the need to do a ton extra or anything less, just because like it's the happiest I've been with work in like a decade. So I'm not tripping off anything else, and I'm not stressed out about anything besides that. Like right now, besides that room. And so I'm just rolling with whatever the hell's going. And it's really hard to find motivation to do more than just that, to be honest.
Yeah, that's fair.
Because it's not like, because before I had a decent job that was paying me like decently, I was always like, I need to quit. I need to go find a different job. I need to go find a different boss. Like all the time, constantly applying to places. Now I'm just like, I'm comfortable here. I like my boss, I like my coworkers. I don't want to leave that much unless somebody paid me like double what I make.
I mean, feel free to correct me if I'm wrong, but I feel like there's certain things where the motivation finds you as opposed to you finding the motivation. Like, for example, elevating your station when it comes to your work. You know what I mean? I definitely felt that way before I work where I work now, but they pay me pretty good. I got good benefits, so I'm not really itching to jump ship, because finding something that's going to pay me as well as I do with as good of benefits as I have that really affords me as much freedom as my current job.
Have you worked toward the schedule you currently have as well?
Oh, yeah, absolutely.
Like, so you have the schedule you kind of desire at this point?
It's been 6 years, so I have a pretty decent amount of seniority, especially in my department. I think I'm in the top 5 right now, which basically means if I want that schedule, I'll get that schedule.
Okay, yeah.
Unless one of the like 4 people above me wants it.
Yeah. Okay, yeah.
Nobody wants the middle of the week off. Everybody wants Friday, Saturday.
Yeah.
I want to work Friday, Saturday because I don't go out.
Yeah.
Like, I'm not trying to go to the bar. I'm not trying to go do any of that. I want to come home and I want to read a book.
Gotcha. Yeah. And that was another thing I was thinking is like, get a schedule that you actually want. That shit's tough.
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, part of the reason that I'm still where I'm at, like I haven't even bothered switching departments or anything, is because my schedule is so plugged.
Yeah, that makes sense.
That's one of the main reasons why I quit the grocery store too, is because like they would tell us, oh, you can't have these days off. No one has these 2 days off. And then I have like a list of like 10 or 11 people who have those exact days off. And I'm just like, you're full of shit. And they're just like, oh, well, they're not supposed to have those days off. We'll look into that. And like now it's just like, okay, now I feel like I just shot all of them in the foot, trying to like advocate for myself.
Yeah.
And then they didn't look into it at all. They just kept the same days off. And they're like, yeah, I don't know. It was just too buddy there. That manager, she kind of sucked. But shouts out that manager. If you're listening to this, don't contact us.
Pat, do you like your schedule with work?
Just generally, yes. I have weekends off, which I like, but I gotta clock in at 7 a.m. and that's too early.
Damn. Do you and your girlfriend have the same schedule?
Yeah, that's why I like it, because she's also on Monday to Friday.
And does she work like
I don't really care what time I have off as long as we have the same time
days.
off.
Yeah. Does she have like 9 to 5?
Generally, hers is a little more flexible, but it's a 9 to 3 to 5.
Yeah, gotcha.
Depending on the day. Yeah,
that's how my work day is as well.
That's cool.
That's
especially getting to end early is always nice.
That's the best.
It's not a possibility in my current line of work. Yeah.
Well, DZ, I know you travel a lot, but you and
I
your
love
girlfriend
it.
work.
We have the same schedule. We have the same
right?
schedule, except because she works in education, she has like a bunch of school holidays off, and so like getting spring break all off. I work through that, but also I don't I work those days, but there's never necessarily a day that I have to work too hard or work in a way that I feel like is going to like screw me over. If I have plans in a day, I can work around it. I can like go to work early, come in late, just do what I need to get done. There's like some ancillary stuff about my job that needs to get done monthly. And then there's stuff that's like super high priority. And as long as there's no high priority stuff, there's no like, nobody really cares as long as the job is getting done. So it's like, if I need to plan around stuff, I can totally like, I need to be home by 1 today. I'm just going to go fucking mob around and do that. But the thing that I've realized is I like driving so much that it just doesn't feel like work until I'm working on the station. And then in that,
if I'm actually doing something like fixing something, it doesn't feel like work. But if I'm just doing like there to just do some bullshit, clean it, then it actually kind of feels like work. So there's like very little of it that actually feels like working. Yeah.
Yeah, you're driving around a lot of the day.
Yeah, like just like
I like that too, honestly.
It's like the best.
You get paid while you drive, right?
Yeah, I get paid mileage and all of the time. And like just like today, I drove 150 miles or something like that. But that's like a short day. Like when it's a good day and I drive like 300 miles, like round trip, that's like solid. That kills like 4 hours of the workday. I just listen to podcasts or Spotify or Twitch or something and just like fucking.
All right. So not to kill your buzz, but you use your personal vehicle when you work. Right?
Yes.
How do you feel about putting all that mileage on your car?
Oh, I have it for this reason. Okay. Like my vehicle is there to be my like work vehicle. And that's like, that was my main purpose when I got it. And it's like, the other car I had previous to this, it was like, I'm going to buy this just so I have something to fuck around with. It lasted a lot longer than I thought it would. And I gave it to my friend, the Corolla that I had.
Yep. Mm-hmm.
I put like 70,000 miles on it in the 3 years I had it. And then it's still rolling around. And then, so I thought that I wanted to get a car that was more comfortable to be in while I'm driving around more. And the one I have now is just like larger and way more comfortable. And, I literally bought it. I'm still paying it off, but I bought it for the express purpose of like this job. I make enough in mileage and I drive enough like weekly that I can pay it off and like make a little bit of profit still. Yeah. While, yeah. So that's been, yeah. But
hey,
if it was not for buying it for that purpose, I would be kind of against it. I don't like, but the car is for the job.
Yeah, it's going to add up real quick.
Yeah.
Pat.
Yo.
You saw the Mario movie, yeah?
Yeah, I went on a little field trip for the podcast. I mean, I was going to see it anyway, but
now it's a tax write-off.
Yeah, now I can try to write my tickets off, which are too expensive, so I might actually try to do that. Let's see if we make any money off this shit in this fiscal year. But I did, and I guess I can recap it quickly. I guess no
spoilies, please.
Well, what constitutes a spoiler? I think we have to talk about this now because I was going to talk about a lot.
Can we just get a was it good?
Yeah, we can. I can be a little more succinct. I guess my hottest take is that I don't have a hot take. I think it's pretty middle of the road. It's pretty average. It's not bad. It's not incredible. It really, it's done by the fucking Minion Studio. It's Illumination. You know what they're about. You know their sense of humor. And I think that they kind of avoid a lot of the pitfalls of it doesn't feel like Despicable movie. It doesn't feel like a Minions movie. It does feel like a Mario movie.
Okay, so one thing I saw floating around just the internet, specifically Reddit, by people that saw it, was they had issues with the soundtrack because Mario is a game that I think a lot of people
very iconic soundtrack.
Yeah, very iconic. Especially people our age, we grew up with it. So
did they not use a bunch of 8-bit?
To my knowledge, they didn't use any of the Mario soundtrack and used a bunch of pop songs.
Wow.
Okay, that's not entirely true. My biggest problem with not biggest problem. One of my biggest problems with the movie is the soundtrack.
Yeah.
Was it because it was bad?
No, it's they do use a lot of pop songs, a lot of 80s pop songs. They play Holding Out for a Hero in this movie. That's a Shrek song. You can't put a Shrek song in the Mario movie.
At least it was 80s pop songs though.
So I get it.
I get
video
your
games, 8-bit, Nintendo, the late 80s.
They were trying to go for the audience of like,
and it's not all
this.
It's not all 80s songs. There's also most of the references and stuff are throwbacks to like early 90s, late 80s, like
movie for the children,
Nintendo
references,
Mario games.
Music for the parents.
There's other stuff too, like Luigi's cell phone's ringtone is the GameCube boot up jingle. So there's some other stuff.
Yeah.
But a lot of it.
Then I heard that like the Mario is the Mario voice actor actually in it too.
Yeah,
right?
Charles Martinet. I think he's French, so I think it's Martinet. He has two roles, actually. He plays just a random guy that shows up simply so that he can go, wahoo! But he also plays Mario's dad.
Nice.
Gotcha.
Yeah, you see Mario's family in this movie. Mario and
Mario's
Luigi
dad
have another brother and
Dr. Mario.
an uncle and a mother and father. You see them all in
Are
this
they all
movie.
Italian?
And they're very Italian. They eat spaghetti. They have big spaghetti
Italiophobic
dinner
as hell.
together.
Mamma mia.
Yeah. And they don't look like Mario and Luigi. They just look like
Waluigi and Wario.
normal-ish people.
Damn.
They look more like real people than Mario and Luigi do.
Wait, no crazy mustaches?
They have weird facial hair too.
Okay, all right,
but
all right.
they're not wearing
even the
like
mom?
color coordinated matching outfits. I think she has weird hair, if that counts.
Okay.
Marge Simpson?
No, it's not Mark
Damn.
Simpson weird. So that's one of the weirder things about this movie is that it is an origin story, and they're like, and we're going with the origin that Mario is a guy from Brooklyn.
Does this replace the canon of the original Mario Brothers movie?
Well,
The original Mario Brothers movie was never canon.
yeah, I think that's your answer.
Yeah.
Okay,
it was
wait.
never canon.
But before we get too far, you said this was an origin story, so I wanna mark this right here. It's currently April 2023, like we said earlier.
True.
This is the start of the Super Smash Brothers cinematic universe.
oh Jesus!
Oh
wait.
God.
That's tying into something I
Yeah.
wanted to wrap up this discussion with, but I think you might be onto something.
I
Jack
really
Black?
hope so.
I was gonna say best voice in the movie.
Oh, Jack Black steals the show.
Of course.
I would hope so.
Yeah.
I would hope so.
Everyone else is fine. I think Charlie Day just kind of has Luigi energy already. It just kind of it works pretty well. Chris Pratt, clearly the direction is you're a guy from Brooklyn, and he just sounds like a white guy from Brooklyn.
Yeah.
It's fine. It's not great. It's not terrible.
Brooklyn?
He feels kind of like a side character in his own movie sometimes. Like Mario himself doesn't do that much. Peach kind of fucking
jumps.
when Peach gets introduced into the plot, she kind of takes over.
You're getting a little political right now.
Damn.
A little, it's going to get a lot political. The Mario movie is woke.
Mario
Damn.
movie country divided.
Yeah, country divided. Girl boss Peach is tearing this nation apart. Oh no, a woman with agency and independence. What would do?
Jeez.
Not in my
Yikes.
video game adaptation. I want to double back to the soundtrack real quick because they do use a lot of weird pop song drops, needle drops that like just don't fit. But the score is very good, and the score incorporates tons of motifs and themes from the. It's usually pretty subtle. It's usually it's not that subtle, but it's subtle enough. And they do that throughout the movie, and I really like that and wish there was more of that actually.
So we should go see it.
Don't need No Sleep Till Brooklyn when they're running through Brooklyn. We don't need Holding Out for a Hero when they're holding out for a hero.
I do love the Beastie Boys, though.
I was just gonna say
that was my favorite. At one point, Cranky Kong drives them Mario Kart style.
I'm sorry, Cranky Kong?
Cranky Kong's in the movie. This is a different monkey driving them around. They play Take on Me for no reason through this driving section.
They don't go into like 2D or.
They're in the very beginning, during the No Sleep Through Brooklyn sequence, the camera pans to the side, so you see like a silhouette view of them like doing gymnastics through like scaffolding. So it's definitely meant to mimic a like 2D side-scrolling level.
Gotcha.
So there's tons of stuff like little Easter eggs like that throughout the movie. So it's like if you like Mario at all, you will find something to enjoy from this movie.
So we should go see it.
I don't think it's worth seeing in theaters. You can definitely wait till that shit.
Okay, cool. I will be watching that on the
I say
internet.
stream it. If you really love Mario, see it in theaters, but you don't need me to tell you that. But it's not bad. Yeah.
Just to reiterate, SSBCU.
Stream
Yeah.
it. Okay.
I believe it.
So, real quick, you have anything else to say about the movie?
No, go for it.
Okay. Super Smash Bros. Cinematic Universe. This movie, the Mario movie, currently has the box office record for biggest opening animated movie of all time. It just beat the record of Frozen 2.
Are you serious?
I'm not kidding. This movie made a shit ton of money. It's made by the Minions people. There's going to be
So
sequels.
many children.
They're going to franchise the shit out. They just opened Super Nintendo Land, but it's really just Super Mario Land.
It really
at
is. I'm still
Universal's.
upset.
I work like
They're going to bleed this shit dry is what I'm
I've
saying.
worked at a bunch of
Absolutely.
theaters in the last couple of days, and since that shit came out or whatever, like the parking lots have been full.
Yeah, my theater was full. I haven't been in a full theater since before the pandemic.
That's crazy. I haven't seen that in the last like year. And I've like because I've been at the theaters at least once a week at a bunch of different theaters, and like the last week or whatever since that shit came out was just like like Friday and then today or Thursday, Friday, and today or whatever. Thursday, Friday, and today, I think, it like busy ass parking lot every time.
Yeah.
Okay,
That's
so
wild.
People are coming after the shit.
while we're on the subject, it's time for a lightning round. Top 3 video game movies of all time. Go, Ham.
Top 3 video game movies of all time. Obviously, number 1 has to be the original Super Mario Brothers movie because it has John Leguizamo, and he is number 1 in my heart all the time. Number 2, come back to me. Let's do number 1s, and then we'll go back to 2s and 3s. And
Pat.
I've never seen the original Super Mario Brothers movie. I wanted to watch it in preparation for the new one. It's not currently legally streaming
it's awful.
anywhere. It's awful.
It is an abomination.
I still wanted to watch it. I did not because I couldn't
Like, it's
find
good
it.
because it's so bad.
Yeah.
It looks like it could be the start of a bad porno, and it just never is.
The porn never gets it. Yeah.
I'm also with that's the best one I've seen because I think that's the only one I've seen.
I don't think I've seen a ton of video game movies. I don't really have a.
I mean, they have a pretty bad track record.
Yeah. I could answer this question in reverse much more easily.
Yeah, what are the worst ones?
I would say probably my list probably is not in order. I'm just trying to think of ones off the top of my head.
Yeah. I'm struggling to think of three.
I honestly really want to say Street Fighter. Like, no, don't get me wrong. It was bad, but like it was the perfect kind of so bad that it's good kind of thing. I mean, it was so bad that it's bad, but I can still watch it and laugh my ass off every time.
Yeah,
I don't even know who you are.
I guess I have seen that movie as well.
Was there 2 of those sickest line in
or no?
in video game movies.
Actually, I take that back. It's literally the Mortal Kombat movie, then Street Fighter movie, and then or not Street Fighter movie, Mortal Kombat movie, then the Mario Brothers movie. I think there's only 2 that I've seen.
The first Mortal Kombat movie and then the second Mortal Kombat.
What is the Bison
so that's
line?
the 3, I think. Then.
Huh?
What is the Bison line where Chun-Li's like telling him like you killed so and so, and he's like, for me that was just a Tuesday or something. I don't remember the line.
For him, it was something or other. For me, it was a Tuesday.
Yeah, it's
something like that.
hardest line in cinema. Hardest line in adaptation cinema.
You know, I'm gonna catch a lot of flack for this. I can see you already. And I am not in any way saying these movies are good, but as a huge Resident Evil fan, I am still so consistently disappointed that those movies were all just awful.
Yeah, I was going to say the only other big video game movies that came to my head was Resident Evil, and I didn't want to list them because they're just not good. Same thing with the Monster Hunter movie. It's like made by the same. I'm pretty sure it's the same director, same woman,
Mila Jovovich.
Yeah, like. I think her husband is the director, so like
I do believe that is true.
Yeah, that Monster Hunter movie was straight dookie. Seeing a Diablos IRL, tight as shit, but that movie was a shit ton of fuck.
Hey, I mean, if we're talking like, you know, obscure video game movies, was Mila Jovovich also? Wasn't there a Blood Rain movie, and she was also Blood Rain?
Was there a Blood Rain?
Maybe there was.
That sound.
Are you thinking of Blade?
No, absolutely not.
Okay.
But I swear there was a Blood Rain.
Blade is a comic book movie. I can't say Blade, can I? I like Blade 2.
Blood Rain film series, 2005.
Oh, wow. Okay. There was series? There was more than one.
Yep, directed by U-Bowl.
Oh, the fucking goat.
Hey, actually, okay, since we didn't really get our list of the best video game movies of all time, because let's be honest, they're all not great. What are some video games you would want to see adapted into a movie?
This is a good question because with the success of the Mario movie and the success of the Last of Us show, I think game adaptations are going to really start picking up in the next few years, especially when we see the fall of the MCU and the decline of the comic book movie adaptation. Video games are going to come fill that niche, and now it's time for gamers to eat their slop, and comic book fans have to go eat their slop somewhere else.
So are you saying that gamers are finally going to be cool?
Gamers are going to rise up, Troy. That's what I'm saying. I'm going to be with them.
So Fortnite.
I was going to say, I feel like after the Super Mario Bros. Movie, Fortnite movie is next.
Shit,
like, there's no way it's not on the table.
The Fortnite movie, as bad as it would be the ultimate movie because the universe it would create is so large. Because like Mr. Beast is in that shit.
Mr. Bean?
And then like I think they did do a Mr. Bean
literally
skin as well at
everybody-
some point. Yeah, every single
Everybody is in Fortnite.
Yeah,
at this
so
point.
like the universe
Okay,
here.
look. As someone who unabashedly just does not enjoy Fortnite, I do actually agree that could be cool because
they could make whatever.
If they could make 4 John Wick movies that are the exact fucking same 4 times in a row,
be careful what you say.
I fucking hate. I love
like
Keanu Reeves as much as any other American.
I'm a huge Keanu Reeves fan.
But
okay.
John Wick, after the first one, the novelty's worn off. Like he's just fucking Keanu Reeves killing people. Yes,
with a fucking pencil.
But yeah, it's the same shit. I don't get off on the gratuitous gore and violence, and I just think it's annoying after a while. It's just like this is just some like AmeriCorps shit, and I'm just not.
Yeah.
Okay, not AmeriCorps.
I don't.
That's not what AmeriCorps does.
I don't go to John Wick for
American
the gratuitous
core
violence,
is what
though.
I mean.
Like, it's not a great story. I'm absolutely not going to say it's a great story, but like, it's kind of one of those things. Like, I think of it in a similar vein as I do Fast and the Furious. Obviously, apples and oranges.
Also,
but
super American.
It's geez. But it's just like stupid, dumb action. I can just go turn off my brain for a couple hours and just be like sitting at the cinema, like, you know?
Yeah.
Because like that's what Fast and the Furious is these days too. They really jumped the shark in the last one. They're like, yeah, we're gonna take this Pontiac Fiero.
In the last one,
okay,
they jumped the shark since Tokyo.
Yeah, I'm gonna say 5, but yeah, sure.
So the next one, 10.
Yes.
Okay. So they've been over the shark longer.
It's fast
than
10-year seatbelts.
God,
past 10. Call up 20th Century Fox. You know, we got a
call
banger.
Vin Diesel.
Vin Diesel, if you're listening.
Yeah. I think Fortnite's actually a good one because again, I do not actively play the game, but due to some various circumstances,
I got
have to be able to follow the story kind of. And like, they actually did some pretty wild shit, honestly.
I mean, the property is so large, they could franchise that shit.
Yeah.
Easy. It would sell.
They already use it to do concerts and shit like that. So it's like, it's kind of a...
Didn't they have like Travis Scott and the Kid Laroi at this point?
Yeah.
It's like self-promotable.
Yeah.
I'm surprised it doesn't already exist.
What other ones? Because I'd say Fortnite is mine. I just think that would be like, I have mixed feelings about that shit.
I have
but
a
like,
list, so I should probably go last. Top one. Oh man, don't ask me for top one.
Top one. This is the tangent of a lightning round, so we got to be quick.
All right. So top one, just based on franchise, it's got to be Zelda. But the reason I have a hard time listing that at the top is because I'm so scared of if they do it, it will not, like, honestly.
You're getting live action Zelda.
I was going to say live action or animated?
Animated.
Okay.
It's got to be animated.
Yeah. Okay.
Because
Fortnite live action. Can't do animated. Sorry.
Okay. Who would you get to play Jones?
I have no idea of any of the lore.
Who would you get to play?
Literally Mr. Fortnite, the white guy.
Nicolas Cage.
The blonde white guy?
Yes.
Jesus Christ. Logan Paul.
Oh,
Fuck. You're right.
no. Isn't Logan Paul a skin in the game?
Yes.
So he can't play it.
Yeah, he can.
Because he has to play himself.
Who would play John Wick?
Keanu Reeves.
He
Keanu
can't play
Reeves is
himself.
available as well, I think.
Who would play Thanos? Who would play Naruto?
Josh Brolin. Josh Brolin would play Naruto.
That's why they can't make a Fortnite movie.
They could do the, I guess, Ready Player One style shit where there's some animated mixed, so it's like really
The
bad.
Fortnite
I
movie
think
would
that
just
would be
be
the
a
way
Ready
to
Player
the way
1,
to go.
2.
Yeah.
And they
True.
would need all of these individual
Properties.
companies and
They
rights.
already have some type of licensing
Not
agreement.
for a
with them.
movie.
Not for a movie. They're separate licenses.
Yeah.
They would never get everyone on
Yeah,
board.
the licenses only work for specific mediums.
You know, I get,
Yeah.
but I mean, they already have contacts with these people that they
They
got.
could
so like,
do
okay,
it if they
but-
really tried. I'm just saying they could never make a deal that everyone.
so here's the thing,
okay
though.
with.
I don't think they need to bring everybody in. I think that they could do it with
they can.
If
like, yeah.
Naruto and John Wick and Thanos all show up, that's
and
enough.
PewDiePie and like Mr. Beast. It's fine.
Mr.
Can we
Bean?
can we get Ninja too?
Ninja?
I think that wasn't he a skin as well?
Yes.
He's
Yeah,
blue.
exactly.
He's blue. Dabu dee dabu die.
But Zelda.
Yeah, and it's got to be animated. I don't see a way they can pull it off in live action. People were saying, yeah, just have Tom Holland play Link. And here's the thing. I don't think you can have Link talk, which is part of the problem. No, see, the yeah type shit.
He has to be the Mandalorian. He can talk, but it's got to be very sparingly.
And it's just
Like Link. Yeah. Realistically, Link has only ever spoken in head nods. So
wait, there were the CDI games.
No. Oh god, those don't exist.
Well, excuse me, princess.
Was there a Link or Zelda animated series in the 90s? Like Mario one?
I think you're thinking of the CDI games.
No, it's the CDI games.
What's that?
They were like these CD-ROM games
For a computer.
For a computer, yeah. It was just like this complete spin-off, not Zelda at all, basically.
Gotcha.
Text / point and click adventure.
And that was not canon to the story?
Okay, here's the thing about Zelda canon. There's like so many different timelines at this point that you honestly could consider it canon somewhere.
Gotcha.
They don't fall in the the timeline of the Hyrule Historia.
That's true, but the Hyrule Historia timeline is no longer accurate either.
Who do we trust then?
Well,
what changes the Hyrule Historia?
Breath of the Wild isn't in it yet.
Oh, well, yeah, because it's like a newer property since the publication of that.
Yeah, I know,
I'm just saying the CDI, unless we find out that the CDI shit is the prequel to Breath of the Wild, and they're their own fucking tree.
I'm literally gonna vomit. Stop. You remember how you were saying that the original Super Mario Bros. Movie was an abomination? That is the CDI games to Zelda.
Yeah.
For you, what a video game movie?
Damn. I would have said Monster Hunter, but we got one and it was bad.
Yeah, non-existing property is going to be the.
So I'll let my weeaboo flag fly here, but Fire Emblem. Oh, Persona. Persona could too many demons in Persona to really make it.
You don't want to see Mara on screen?
I would love to see Mara on screen. That's what I live for. But there's just too much. I feel like that that would work good as a series. Like I feel like Persona would work good as a series.
Max series or something would be cool.
Like fucking Fire Emblem. It's basically just fucking medieval military-esque skirmish movie.
It could be like a Game of Thrones, but it's Fire Emblem.
Game of Thrones, but friendly.
Yeah, like
if
family friendly. Yo, if like instead of a genealogy remake, we get a genealogy of the Holy War like series, like I'd die. I'd just die.
What about you?
Like Sigurd at the end of the first act.
Damn. Wow. Spoilers for a probably really old game.
Spoilers for this 30-year-old game.
What about you, Pat? Now that you've clearly seen the ultimate video game movie.
They did Mario. They did Sonic. I'm kind of like, we can just go home.
I forgot about the Sonic movies.
SSBCU.
SSBCU. Okay, so here's the thing.
You'll get the the F-Zero NASCAR movie, Space NASCAR.
That will be tight. I hope they get to that.
Ike and all those fuckers, that's Fire Emblem?
Yes, all the characters that I played.
So that would have to be part of the same SSBCU. Gotcha.
Not necessarily.
Yes.
No, they can pick a property that's the only way. They can pick a game that wasn't in.
No. I'm thinking about like if that were to be a thing, that would be something they would have to do because they could make that chain. They've already, Marvel's done 15 or 20 movies. If they were going to do 20 movies of SSBCU, Fire Emblem incorporates like 5 characters or 4 characters.
You wouldn't use
like
the whole.
10. Like there's like 10 in Smash Bros.
In Smash Bros. But like honestly, there's like really one character that you need from Smash Bros to represent the franchise, and it's Marth. Yeah. Hands down.
Gotcha. Okay.
Like it'd be cool to have Ike.
And even if it's just like the Nintendo 64 version of the
Fire Emblem.
What if they just did like the N64?
Marth is pre-waifu.
It was pre-waifu.
Yeah.
If they just did the N64.
There was no N64.
Yeah.
Smash Bros game.
Oh, well.
Was Marth in?
No.
That's what I'm saying. So it's like smaller universe.
So when they do like their Avengers 2, which is Smash Bros 2, then they can do the Melee one.
And live action Kirby.
Ooh. Hey, real quick.
Live action Kirby, that's just Illumination. Terrifying. Illumination written all over. If Kirby doesn't feature in Mario 2, I don't know what the fuck they're doing.
I just wanted to double back real quick because I know I said Zelda for sure. And I'll stand by that just because it's my favorite series besides Smash Bros. But honestly, if I'm talking like one that I think they could do and do well, Metal Gear.
I think there's one in the works actually. Don't
I hope so. Okay, The thing is, I need Kojima to be involved.
Oh, you know he'd be involved. Wait, he might not actually be allowed to be involved anymore.
Yeah.
I take everything
In which
back.
case, I'm going to say Death Stranding movie. Norman Reedus is already in it, baby.
The game was already a movie.
Yeah, just play the game.
Yeah, so was Metal Gear Solid 4. And I'll still take a Metal Gear Solid movie. Come on.
Do you want to watch FedEx the movie?
Amazon the movie.
Basically.
I have a real answer actually.
Okay.
It's quick because I don't really know how to explain it, but any FromSoft game, Dark Souls,
Oh,
Dark Souls movie, Bloodborne movie, Elden Ring movie.
Gotcha.
I'm guessing the story is not even that important. Ideally, there's not a lot of dialogue. It's just kind of a lot of like crazy fucked up action set pieces.
It's going to be
and moody.
like incredibly visceral and gory.
Yeah, it just has to really fucking hit you in the chest. I don't really even care what it's about.
Gotcha.
It can be any of the
I'll
games.
say Dark Souls 1, I feel like could be pretty
Souls
easily
1 would be
adaptable.
good. Yeah.
Demon Souls.
You wouldn't even, Demon Souls, those early ones, you wouldn't even have to cut out that much. The longer, bigger games, you definitely be. Some stuff would have to just get cut.
Because like even in the games, they don't tell the story. So like
They sprinkle the lore out there for you to find.
yeah, I know what I'm saying, but
Yeah,
like
it's
to
beautiful.
put that on a movie screen, you really just have to like
You can't read
Tell
that.
it.
You have
scenes.
to tell people.
foolish shit. No. I feel like it would work really well because it's one of those movies where like you watch it a couple times and you pick up more shit.
Gotcha.
Like as you understand it, it's like one of those silent movies where shit just kind of happens and it's really dark and gritty, and it doesn't make any sense until like halfway through it.
So like Donnie Darko. Gotcha.
I mean, I'd be
Better than
good.
that, but
it would be cool to see them do a movie like that, kind of like in an older style, thinking like Akira Kurosawa or something, like the old samurai movies. Because like, if you really look at the Kurosawa
Then you
films,
just get Sekiro.
yeah, make it set.
I'm down.
I think
But that's one of those longer ones. That's like I feel like you have to break up.
Okay, so here's the thing.
cut a couple
Out
things,
of-
but
Out of
could
all
get all
like
the
the
good stuff.
Souls related stuff right now, I actually think Elden Ring would be the worst one to currently make a movie out of, just because it's so expansive and there's so much. You know what I mean? I think even doing Dark Souls, I think you'd be better off with a Sekiro or a Bloodborne movie, because those are
Standalones.
they're standalones that just happen to overlap with all of that other stuff.
Yeah.
But
It's like same universe stuff, or
sort of, kind of, they make references to certain things. Like in Elden Ring, if you start off as a samurai, the armor is called the Land of Reeds armor. Now, roughly, if you translate Ashina, which is where that was the name of the guy. Well, anyway, basically, roughly, if you translate all of that in Japanese, like the whole Land of Reeds thing, it's the same place where Sekiro takes place.
gotcha.
So it's just self-referential. It's like
Yeah.
same developer. All the games have similar gameplay patterns.
And there's a lot of Easter eggs and whatnot
Yeah.
for.
Yeah, Dark Souls story is told through Easter
devotees.
eggs throughout
Gotcha.
Yep.
Getting away from video games. What do you guys like to do? Like, I was gonna say, like, to get away from video games, like
Play
on
more video
vacation
games.
and stuff.
personally,
Yeah, I was gonna say, like, when you're going away to like do vacation or like go somewhere else, go traveling, whatever. What do you like to do when you're out there?
I
Or
like to go to arcades to play video games in different locations.
realistically,
Like no lie,
Yeah.
like literally I went to Portland with my brother and we just drank at an arcade
Nickel
for
City.
like a whole day. Yeah.
no,
Nickel
like
City.
a cool arcade, ideally.
Yeah,
One
Nickel
with like
City.
an outrun cabinet or something.
A what?
Outrun.
It had Killer Bee.
Killer Bee. Okay, that's a good one.
That shit's tight.
That's fun. You need like 8 people,
Yo,
but
Paperboy though?
yeah.
What is Outrun?
Outrun is an old Sega arcade racing game.
Oh, okay. I fuck with Joust.
Joust is great. I love Joust
Heavily
too.
Joust. Yeah. But 5 cent arcade. That shit was just like great.
You're just still talking about Nickel City.
Nickel
I
City.
mean,
Yeah.
The couple times I've been there, the arcade was
you went
the highlight.
to the-
We played
to-
a few shows there.
Yeah.
in Portland?
No, not in Portland.
Yeah. You're talking about Portland?
There's in Portland. There's a
City?
nickel arcade.
Talking about San Jose.
Oh, this is better
City,
than Nickel.
baby.
This is like better than Nickel City. It was like bigger, like way bigger than Nickel City.
Nobody got shocked
and no
there,
one got
right?
electrocuted
No.
Thank
that
you.
we know of.
Yet.
I was saying, and I feel like there was less children there.
Oh,
Yeah,
I
Children's
remember. I just
Arcade.
remembered what you're talking about. We
Yeah.
totally did go there once.
Yeah.
That
Twice,
was
3 times?
gross.
Yeah.
Okay, but on your subject of trying to get away from the video games, I was going to say, as far as vacations go, I love Vegas, but I guess technically slots are
So
their own
you go
form
to
of
gamble?
video gaming.
Yeah,
Well,
yeah.
no. I got to drink, but
Okay.
When those slot lights are flashing, the same endorphins are getting released in my brain as when I'm
Yes.
sitting on the couch.
when I was in Vegas, my
losing
dad's
more
just
money.
sitting there playing hot stuff, and they keep playing that song. You know, the
Hot blooded.
no, not hot blooded. The I got the hot stuff. In
Oh,
it."
that one.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that song. Every time it hits, and I was just like, now I can see why people like this. And then I was sitting at the Buffalo one, and every time I got something, it was like Buffalo, and I was just like,
That sounds fun.
whoa. But in terms of not losing copious amounts of my money, I actually really like nature trips. I think nature trips are a lot of fun. Like going up to, like the Redwood Forest or whatever. I love Hawaii. My family out there lives in kind of a more rural area too. So
Which island?
Big Island.
The big. Oh, they do.
Yeah.
Oh, okay, gotcha.
I know you and I, Ham, talked about Japan. And despite the fact that Japan, depending on where you go, especially in Tokyo, is like electronic central, there's so much
more than that.
Oh, there's so much more than Shibuya. Like, I feel like people think of Tokyo and that's what they think Tokyo is, but just all the different kind of like districts of Tokyo have so much different stuff. There's the fashion district, there's the actual electronics district. There's just, it's crazy.
Yeah. So one of the things I really like doing when I'm out of town in general is I like to look at architecture and like just the general graphic layouts of of cities, because I went to school for graphic design. So like having a degree in that, I feel like I look at shapes in a city just a little differently than the average person. Like I notice that, like, because like my whole thing, like one thing my teacher told me was like everything is designed. Anything that is built or put somewhere is designed. And like once that like finally like clicked in my head, like just fucking Tim and Eric space gif, like fucking just thinking about all of that shit. I like to look at study design in places. Like I really like going to art museums and just seeing like the street art, just things like that, the way that things are just like a building is a building, but it's going to look a little different wherever you go, like especially out of the country. Like when we went to Canada, like all of the, like half the buildings were wooden and not just cement, or they were cement and not wooden. I don't remember, but it's like just those subtle differences that will just change the whole perspective on design. Like just love that shit.
Kind of in the same vein, less about like the architectural design of like cities and stuff, but when I'm out of town, I love just like driving around and seeing the way that, different neighborhoods are laid out and just how the houses are different from like where we live, because especially if you go out of state, you go to a different state, like some of the houses look completely different. I mean, obviously Texas is Texas and you can get a way bigger house for way cheaper. But I remember when I lived there just looking at some of the houses and I'm like, these people have like a 4-car garage and this is probably like a $600,000 house. And they have land.
Yes.
That was the thing
An
that tripped
acre
me
of property
out.
or some shit.
Oh, no,
like
it's
that,
more
or
than
multiple
that.
acres.
Like if I wanted to go, if I still lived in Texas and I owned a house there, I could camp on my land.
Yeah.
That sounds nice.
Yeah, right?
Yeah.
It's like, hey, it'd be fun. I want to go camp under the stars tonight. I'm going to go do that. Can't do that here.
You can do that right there.
Star.
Yeah.
Under star.
Yeah, watch all the planes go over too.
What about you, Pat?
Nature's a big one. Ideally, if I'm on a trip, there's some like cool stuff to look at. I don't have the same graphic design training as some of us in this room. So when I walk around a city, I'm just looking at like a bunch of shapes and I don't understand them. And also, I don't like that. Just walking around, the appeal is lost on me, I guess. So definitely prefer nature. Plus, if you're walking around in a city, you're probably just going somewhere to spend money.
Yeah.
And so nature trip, I feel like it's just going to be cheaper. Overall.
Yeah, less money spent.
Less money's going to be spent overall.
Like trinkets.
Yeah, trinkets are great. We all like a trinket. Yeah. We all want a souvenir or two.
I was just say, I just found out recently though. Do you like tiki bars?
I like tiki drinks.
I was say, do you like going to tiki bars?
That's on my list.
I would say because tiki bars, that's like going to ones out of the state, out of fun. That shit's cool. Yeah. Like seeing different ones and like their different takes.
Different ones in state.
Yeah, well, I know. I mean, all of the ones within like a 20-mile radius of here is I'm going to have been to at some point, or like whatever. Like most of them I've probably been to, except for that one that you were talking about, and hopefully we go there soon.
Probably my favorite type of bar though. So I feel you.
A zombie or a painkiller. Yes. Every time I go, that's just like that's my shit.
Hell yeah, brother.
Yeah, give me your house drink in your house mug, and I'll take it home with me. Like that's
it's like when we went to Canada, I bought a mug up there. I stole their little stir stick. It's great.
Hey, I mean, this isn't a vacation exclusive thing, but I think this is something that we all at the table enjoy. Concerts. I love going to go see live music because that really helps me unplug.
I haven't been to I went to a Modest Mouse concert one time, or like that was like the last one I can remember going to, and the experience I had was so borderline. Like it was standing room. The show was great. There was so many fucking people though, just like more than normal than I like. Every time I'd been to a concert, always like the number of people grew, and then I found out that when I left, they like did like a 5-song encore afterward.
Well, why did you leave?
You kind of did that one to yourself.
They left the stage. Yeah. And they came back a couple minutes later and like
they left the stage and you were just like, it's clearly over.
Yeah. I was like, I literally got a dip because I have work tomorrow, and then left, and then found out like later that they played several more songs. So I was like, oh fuck.
If it makes you feel better, the last time I saw Modest Mouse, they didn't play Float On.
Gotcha.
They closed with Dashboard though, which was cool.
Yeah, I would prefer they not play Float On, to be honest.
So would they, I think.
Yeah, I was going to say, well, I've heard it.
I saw them
deep cuts only.
Yes. I saw them play with Brand New probably,
where?
6 years ago at the Greek.
Oh, okay. I think I heard about that one.
But the thing was, it was a co-headlining tour and they were switching off nights, and each of them, if they weren't headlining that night, wouldn't play like their most popular song. So admittedly, I was thrilled that Brand New played Quiet Things because I was just like, I know this song.
I want to go to another concert where I feel like it'll be fun, but the thought of it being sold out is always daunting to me. Like even if I get the ticket, just like I'm gonna be shoulder to shoulder with people.
I'll say I always recommend anywhere, any show at the Bill Graham in SF. You just get there early.
Should have gone.
You get there early. Because it's a first come first serve seating at the place. So the whole bottom is standing, and then the whole top it's like balcony first come first serve. Get there early. Get a seat in the front row or at the edge like of a row, so you can like walk out if you need to. But like that's like I've never felt super overwhelmed at that spot because of that strat. Like
you remember when we saw Queens there?
Was that Bill Graham?
Yeah,
it was absolutely Bill Graham.
Yeah, Bill Graham's one of my favorite, second favorite venue in the area.
It was great because we got really like good seats on the edge of the aisle. I just remember being stone sober because like the lines for drinks were way too long, and they were so loud and their lights were so trippy that I felt like I was tripping.
Yeah. I think one of the better the best concert I went to, like quote unquote concert I went to, was like Speechwriters LLC did like a small gig at some like the top floor of some Victorian house in the city.
Nice.
And it was like 15 or 20 people. And it was kind of like not packed, but it was like, there was like a fair bit. It was just like a random ass, like they posted on Facebook or something. It was like Facebook or something that they had posted on their page. And like, I literally showed up, the first one there. It was like 10 minutes late, still the first one there. And literally they're standing outside the venue, locked out, waiting to get in. And like, as I get there, they get let in.
Yeah. Oh yeah. You like basically roadied for them.
I literally walked up to him. I was like, "Oh shit, I know who you are," and I like shook their hand, talked to him for a second. I was like, "Can I carry your shit up there for you?" Because this was at the time like when you guys were in the band, and I was doing that shit anyways.
Yeah, you were roadieing for us,
and so it was like, okay, I was like, I do this anyways. Can I like help you guys out? And then
can I do it for people I actually respect?
Literally.
Wow. Literally got there. Like at the end of it, they gave me the set list and signed it. And I think I gave it to A1 when that happened. I was hell of excited. That was like the first concert I was able to see like a band that close, because it was like fucking BFD before
was
that.
Was there even a stage where you
it was like a music, it's like a music venue. It was like a small music venue for like indie shit or something like that.
Real quick. Hey, shout outs to our producer A1, keeping us on track.
Shout outs A1 on the boards.
But it seems like you much prefer kind of the smaller, more intimate concerts. Not really a big fest. I mean,
BFD just killed that for me. It was good the first year, and then the second year, and then the third time, it just like
every year they got progressively shittier.
Yeah, but I still remember camping out for tickets.
Yeah,
that one year.
Those were great.
That was the better part of it. Was the not
I didn't even make it to the festival
and
I had fun camping out.
Yeah. Oh wait, I
just remember getting drunk and playing Monopoly in the parking lot.
That was before they took the Google bikes away.
I still remember.
That's where I learned how to ride a bike.
When we were trying to climb that hill. Yep. A1 really just tried to send that shit. No, my best memory of BFD though was me and A1 going to see Angels and Airwaves and seeing Tom DeLonge do like the weird Backstreet Boys hand thing.
I remember. Yeah, I was like literally like second or third row for that AVA thing. I bought a head sock. It was
everything magic.
Head sock?
No, they only have two good songs,
which are
Everything's Magic and The Adventure.
Okay, one of those is good.
It's not the one you're thinking, but one of them is good.
What is the one that is the like part 3 to Letters to God?
You're not talking about Flight of the Apollo, right?
I don't know, because there was Boxcar Racer had a song Letters to God, and then there was like an unofficial like third part of Letters to God released under AVA. Anyway, they fell off.
Well, they were never on. They fell off because Tom went back to Blink. Yay.
AVA is still kicking though. I think he's still doing.
Are they?
Not now, but I think right before the Blink reunion.
Okay,
and before we fall off, I think we can call it for the day.
Oh, right.
Yeah, it's about that time. All right, catch y'all here.
It was a good pod. So
pretty good.
This is Common Rabble signing out.
Catch you rabble rousers this time next week.
See you.